I just came across an email exchange that I had with my parents almost 20 years ago when I was in my undergrad devising my senior thesis. And I was, I guess, enthralled with the process and where I was at inside of it. And I wanted to share with them. I wanted to read you this exchange. And just so you know, my father was diagnosed with dementia about 4 or 5 years ago. And this was, of course, from a time when he was not impacted by that yet. So it's a gift right now as we navigate where he's at in the progression of his disease. So this is a very special relic of my past that I wanted to share. Oh my God. January 26, 2007. Oh, and it's all lowercase because I was in that phase in my life. Very intentionally all lowercase. Even my name I always put in lowercase. It was this whole I'm part of a collective. The I, the ego is not at the center. And oh my God, we can't even go there right now. Hey, mom and dad, just wanted to send you guys a link to my blog. My senior seminar teacher is one of my favorite professors, and he happens to be a huge internet computer guy. That's what I thought a blog was like. Whoa, worlds beyond me at that point. So part of our requirements of the class is to create a blog. I am thinking of creating an ensemble of performers, my friends, to actually create what I am arguing for in my thesis and actually perform my thesis instead of writing it. I would love for you to check it out and get a feel for the form my studies have taken and the ideas that are floating around in my world. I, lowercase I, of course, I am really passionate about this and wish to pursue these ideas wholeheartedly throughout my life. I cannot deny my artistic, expressive side, my need to create and share through art. It has been a great challenge trying to imagine my professional prospects only working for NGOs or on a farm. I previously was very much trying to focus on sustainable development and essentially pressing up against, well, trying to dismantle capitalism from the ground up. Although I wish to do this kind of work, I also have a huge part of me that just needs to perform, to create, to move and dance and speak and exchange artistically with others. I wish to integrate the two together in my life. This is only the beginning. Oh, honey. I really did. I mean, I still do, but I really had limitless visions of how I was going to make this world better in a very big way. This is only the beginning. I know there are practical problems involved with my ideas, in all caps, money, but it is what it is right now. And this is not just a dream, it is me. Let me know your thoughts. The first entry assignment was just to give an idea of what I'm doing here. And the second was ideas for a thesis. I don't know. This is just essentially paragraphs of word vomit. But it's me just trying to articulate these highly complex concepts that were in response to very real things happening in the world. You know, the war in Iraq was in full effect at that point. And, you know, I was going to protests and trying to figure out how I could be most impactful in my epic battle against the powers that be. But at this moment, I remember what spawned this decision to want to put on a show as my thesis instead of writing an essay was I had had this revelatory experience. I had recently been given the opportunity to perform in an experimental performance art show. And that experience and the exchange with the audience blew my mind. And it was the first time I had experienced a reciprocity in the realm of wanting to make the world a better place, wanting to have a positive impact on the people and environment around me. Otherwise, I was going to protest or working on farms or caregiving for older adults or children. It was a lot of things that drained me. And I hadn't yet found anything that replenished my well so I could keep giving in a sustainable way. So it was this huge turning point in my life. Anyway, so what is some of the things that a very beautiful and scary element involved here? I cannot do this project alone. I need different individuals to become the group that will form the medium of this project. Although I have the seeds, my ideas, visions, and conceptual designs, nothing can grow or come into live being without willing and passionate dancers, musicians, and other artists who will feed and give life to this project. And I need not only them, but the people who will form the audience. They are just as essential. The performers and the audience will affect each other, and any connections made amongst us, any genuine emotions evoked and shared, anything that just makes us feel good to be alive will be the end/beginning product. In parentheses, this is a continual process of us all empowering one another to embody and spread more of what we tend to just hope for in the world. I like this. I like knowing that I need others to create something together that could only become through collective power and participation. I am excited about this process, but also know to expect artistic and logistical problems, big and small, that will greatly affect and shape this experience. The walls we run into during these kinds of things are usually what teach us most. Oh, baby girl. And then it's me like espousing the virtues of performance art, community based performance. The expression of the human experience in any form becomes an entity in and of itself, and in its existence, having been articulated in any form, becomes a tool to change the very experience from which it was born. Community based performance, participatory and collective by nature, is an extremely important and effective form through which political and social reaction and change can occur. Jesus Christ, this writing is just run on sentence after run on sentence. By interpreting this shared experience in an intentionally created space within it, the public can be, in a way, confronted by themselves and engaged in a conversation and questioning of the legitimacy and appropriateness of the political and social structures which govern their everyday existence. Oh, the little anarchist. I wish to explore the possibilities and implications of this kind of conversation, one spawned by live performance as opposed to the written word. Oftentimes, this form of expressive art can shake people out of their passive acceptance of oppressive circumstances simply by creating a space in which they can directly witness and feel a powerful connection amongst them. Power in numbers. For this, I wish to focus on such performances and works brought to public arenas, the streets, bars, town squares, any space which finds the regular Joes and workers, the people. We have been so successfully bombarded by an ideology of competition and individuality that discourages us from imagining how we could live and what we could do together collectively. We need to be reminded of our human connection, reawakened to what we share. And when we are, great things can happen. Such a strange thing to revisit that space and time and how I was processing this world and situating myself within it. Anyway, let me read you my father's response after he read some or all of that. I don't know. Okay. This is my papa. Adrian, I read your email and blog. Everything you said is consistent with the way I have seen you live your life. I have always felt that you have the heart of a performer. Your dancing when you were small and again in college, your leadership and intensity on the soccer field, your passion, your confidence speaking and singing in front of a group, and your ability to live in the moment. I am glad that you recognize the practical issues of your pursuits. You wouldn't be a dad if, yeah. Being an artist can often be a tough but fulfilling road to hoe. It helps to have a rock that you can rely on to support you in your endeavors. Ultimately, I am not sure where you're headed right now. Graduation is just around the corner. I can see you as a unique school teacher who would excel in teaching children through play. I can see you involved in local politics and possibly beyond, affecting communities through leadership and cooperation. I can see you as a mother. I can see you as a mother with a couple of kids and probably a couple dogs. Maybe all these things and more. Baby, I support you in whatever you do. My only concern is keeping it practical, establishing goals, planning, knowing your audience. Adrian, there is a special place for you in this world. Listen to those you trust and to what's inside of you. Love, Dad. Okay. So, I think that'll do for today. If you're still here, bless you. That was a whirlwind. I hope you can take something away from this. And if anything did resonate with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I will see you next time.